Coming down here tonight, it's a big day. You know, this contract struggle began over 10 years ago. The company overreached and created a wound that may never heal for our members. I don't have to tell you how challenging it's been for our membership to go through the pandemic, the crashes, massive inflation, and the need to address the losses in the 2014 contract. We have prepared for years to bring this membership back to a position of power and leverage, and we are here tonight. These negotiations, this strike, today's vote, it's a culmination filled with many emotions. We have made tremendous gains in this agreement. In many of the areas our members said were important to them. However, we have not achieved enough to meet our members' demands. Today, members voted to reject the company's latest offer by 64%. 64%. 64% against. Our members have stood together, united. Members, come from different backgrounds. They've been here for decades or just a few months. They stood together. They all have different needs, different demands, but they stood strong, united on the picket line. I am proud of this membership. They will continue to stand strong on the picket line. We will stand for the demands that our members need to get a contract that they can respect, that shows the respect that they deserve. There's much more work to do. We will push to get back to the table. We will push for the members' demands as quickly as we can, and we remain on strike. Thank you. percentage stayed pretty constant across all voting locations, so that was, that stood strong. This wasn't enough for our members. There is a big gap that we couldn't reach, especially when it's been 16 years since we've had a chance to bargain every area of our contract. And trying to make all that up in one is very hard to do, but our members deserve more. They've spoken loudly, and we're going to go back to the table to try to achieve those things. So I'll open it up for any questions you all have for me.
What will be enough?
Well, we're getting this vote tonight. We're going to have to meet with our bargaining committee, have conversations with our members, try to get back to the table with the company, and work hard on many different things.
Have you seen Boeing's latest results, their numbers? They are hemorrhaging money right now. So do your members think that getting 40% like you asked is a possibility?
I think this membership has gone through a lot, and as I said earlier, there's some deep wounds that were driven out of takeaways and concessions, threats of job loss. 2011 threatened to take the 737 MAX somewhere else unless we agreed to a concessionary contract and extension. And then in 2014, the same thing, that they would take the 777X somewhere else unless we agreed to give up our defined benefit pension, along with stagnating wages, along with the massive cost shift in health care. And so members haven't forgotten that. So that's what our members are focused on. There is no Boeing production without our members, and our job is to try and get them back to the table. And at this point, we got to regroup. There's many issues that I know we hadn't touched on that the company wouldn't move on. We'll try to focus on several of those items, and we'll keep moving from there.
This is nearing 6 weeks of a strike. On the other side, there's people who want to go back to work. How long will this continue until you guys get a decision?
Well, our job is to be at the bargaining table, and we're willing to be there. The company had walked away from every mediated discussion. We were able to get traction with the Secretary of Labor, Julie Su, and I will reach out again to the White House and see if we can get some assistance, and hopefully we can get this resolved. But right now, we got to get back to the table. Go ahead.
Seems like the pension is the big sticking point. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the defined benefit pension and the loss of that a little over 10 years ago is a big sticking point for many of our members. And, some of our members are supportive of others that have lost it and want it. And so we have a lot of unity in our membership, supporting each other. There are other issues out there as well, trying to get to the 40%, trying to address work-life balance with more vacation and sick leave. There's a few other issues. I won't get into everything, but definitely the loss of that pension is still there, right at the heart of this for many.
John, today, the new CEO, Ortberg, talked about trying to reset the relationship again, trying to move forward. Where does this result tonight leave you in the relationship with management?
I'm focused on our members. I want to get back to the table. Boeing needs to come to the table as well. Hopefully we can have some fruitful discussions with the company, Mr. Ortberg, to try and resolve this. And we'll get through this, but this is where we're at right now. I'm going to focus on our members.
So I'm curious what went through your mind when the results came out. You obviously have a great scope on all this. What were you expecting leading into this, and what do you think when the results actually came out?
We've been hearing from our members throughout the week, and our members aren't shy with me. They'll tell me exactly how they feel. And so it's not surprising where we're at. I know we have ways to go, but it's in our members' hands. We've worked for 10 years to place this power in our members' hands. That's the power of this union, held by our members to make these decisions, and that's where it was today.
The company really hasn't shown any indication that it's going to restore the defined pension benefit program. Have you seen any signs that they're willing to budge on that?
They haven't budged on that throughout. They haven't. And they haven't gone far enough in other ways to, get people comfortable to replace it. So it still remains a hot issue, and we'll have to work through that in the next days and weeks.
Do you foresee the membership doing a deal that doesn't improve during the pension time?
We'll have to find out. We got a lot of work to do. I can't make predictions on the future. We've got to get back to bargaining, and try to improve this offer, get it back in front of our members. I know that our members are critical to restoring this company back to financial health. It is my goal to get our members back to work so that they can earn money, we can build airplanes, and get this company back on track.
How long does the strike fund last?
Our strike fund is very robust and very confident that we're in good shape.
Do you have a plan when you'll talk with Boeing again next?
I'm sorry, could you just repeat that?
Do you have a time estimate of when you'll be in negotiations with Boeing again next?
I don't. I haven't had a chance to speak with them, and I'm hoping to do that in the next few days.
Ron, given that Boeing lost $6 million in the last quarter, do you have any concerns about the company's future? Any concerns about backlash if the strike goes on too long?
Well, I certainly have concerns about this company. I look at it from the perspective of that we've got to get our members back, and they've got to get the deal that works for them in order to do it. And that's the way we solve a lot of those issues, right? Is getting our members back to work, building those airplanes, increasing the rates, doing it in a safe, responsible way so that this company can have financial success, and they will. But we got to get our members back first.
Can you tell us how the White House was involved and what they do? Did they have any leverage at all in this?
They were supportive in doing, in starting, indirect talks and helped pressure both sides for movement and to try and get some traction, and that's what they did, and appreciate that it was very supportive. I don't know that they have any power to do anything other than try to get both sides together. So, go ahead. I believe all workers deserve a defined benefit pension. I mean, it is one of the hallmarks of retirement security. It wasn't right to take it away, and it's a righteous fight to try to achieve it back, and many of our members are trying to do that. So,
It strikes me that this feels like a bit of an impasse because historically not really willing to give that up. And you mentioned that the conversations I've had with people on the front line, that they very much seem to want to have that. It seems a real sticking point. How on earth do we get over that point?
well, if they're not willing to give it, we've got to get something that replaces it, and we haven't gone that far, right? And so it does come down to wages. It does come down to the 401k plan. It does come down to potentially exploring other defined benefit options, which we are willing to do. So we're going to try to put all cards on the table to see what we can do to be creative and provide something that our members deserve.
And forgive me for being a bit of a British angle on this, but in the UK we've had similar conversations with our Royal Mail, and what came up there was a hybrid scheme with regards to a pension scheme there. Is that something you would entertain, a hybrid scheme, not necessarily defined benefit, it's not necessarily defined contribution, but somewhere in the middle?
There are other hybrid plans that are out there that we've explored and we're looking at. So I certainly wouldn't say no to anything that provides a defined benefit to our members.
Have you discussed with the company, for example, the possibility of that Boeing buying an annuity that would give a defined benefit, but somehow it's cheaper for them?
We haven't talked about an annuity, no.
I mean, are there any concerns that, the longer this goes on, that it could get to a point where the company may start looking at optioning out the side of the region to get production started or build airplanes, or is that not really a fear you have at this point?
Well, I mean, it's a concern I always have. I've had for a long time, ever since they started threatening us back from 2003 forward. I do know that there isn't production that matches what our members can do. The infrastructure that is here, been developed over 100 years. But I'm going to focus on trying to get the offer that our members deserve. That's what I'm going to do.
What is the message that you have for the 36% of union members who voted in favor of ending this strike? These are the people who now are at the prospect of spending Thanksgiving and the holidays on the picket lines, and they voted to end it. What do you say to them?
Well, one thing we do well in the machinist union is we stand together. We stand united, and we're all in this together. And so while it's a democracy and we hold a vote and we abide by that vote, we stand together. And our members as a whole have rejected this to remain on the picket line, and that's what we will do. That's what we do well. We stand together. there's no more questions, thank you very much for coming.